the executive director of commercial and RX innovation for Astellas Pharmaceuticals. So she got a big job in the world of innovation, but she knows what it means.
Thank you, John. So maybe before I start us off, I'll just share a couple of things about RX Plus. So RX Plus is one of the divisions of Astellas. We focus on developing and commercializing digital therapeutics technologies that are for patients who have chronic conditions and chronic conditions associated with aging. We're a global organization, so we look at commercializing the solutions globally. We have early stage solutions, later stage solutions. From the later stage solutions, we have a diabetes platform that's in phase 3 clinical trials in Japan right now. And in US, we just launched our solution for heart failure and started our first pilot 2 weeks ago. So very exciting for us.
So chronic disease tends to require almost tailored treatment because chronic disease is not ubiquitous in the way in which it affects individuals. So I'm curious about how you guys are using data to do that tailoring, the way in which people look and suggest therapeutics.
Yeah, so we think of digital as closed loop solutions, and we use technology and diagnostics to get those input points about the patient. So for our diabetes solutions, it's very obvious. It's blood glucose monitoring and asking the patient on their nutrition, food intake. With heart failure solution, we went a different route and we gave patients a digital stethoscope that they use at home to monitor their heart sounds. And that drives interventions, personalized interventions in terms of the types of education we provide to patients and reminders, medication reminders, but also monitoring their heart function over time and identifying any points where we determine there's a decompensation, so we can alert the physicians for early intervention opportunities because these patients are frequent flyers in emergency rooms, and that's what we're trying to prevent. And digital certainly probably the most important thing that can play a role in chronic condition management. John, probably you and I, we have different lifestyles. We need different interventions. You may have a lot of time. You might be walking around a lot. We may have the same diagnosis, so you would receive one type of intervention. I may have a pretty sedentary lifestyle sitting at my desk and working most of the time. So we need different types of support as well.
Another big challenge in the treating of chronic disease is that patients get consistent care. And I'm curious if the technologies that you guys are using or considering can bridge the gap to provide that consistency.
Yeah, so you mentioned that 6 out of 10 patients in the US have one chronic condition. Did everybody know that 1 in 4 has more than one chronic condition? It's very complicated to manage your health when you have multiple conditions. You see multiple providers. The providers don't talk to one another. I'm a very healthy person. I'm so fortunate to be healthy. I just look at my phone. I have 7 different EMR apps on my phone. So, imagine if I wasn't healthy and now I needed to have all that coordination of care. So this continuous support for patients that digital health can enable is crucial. And then also on the provider side, enabling providers with tools like CDS tools can help capture data from different sources and help guide the provider what type of interventions are relevant to a patient that has multiple conditions. So to better understand the impact of their conditions, one condition or another, the medications that they need to take, how one interact or impact another.
One of the dilemmas is when people, especially have multiple conditions, is that it requires collaboration across a large number of relatively independent players in the healthcare space, such as pharmaceutical companies, which some of us represent, healthcare providers, the payers, technology partners, et cetera. So how do you guys deal with that issue in terms of trying to increase the effectiveness of collaboration?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think speaking to all the stakeholders in the ecosystem is crucial. You have to understand what is everybody's priorities are. How does it fit into provider workflow? What is important for a healthcare payer? What is important for a patient? So whenever the solutions that we developed, as well as the solutions that we have in development, we do a lot of market research to really understand the problems that we are solving are crucial problems for the ecosystem to solve. I'm a commercial person at heart, and the world that I come from is, solutions have to be financially viable, and they have to fit well in the ecosystem of care. We live in a very complex system here. Digital health solutions don't have wide reimbursements, so you have to really be conscientious of how we commercialize solutions, whatever business models we think about, all these facets of healthcare, providing healthcare, delivering solutions that can be easily implemented.
Innovation, although it's an ambiguous term, as I've learned this morning, is critical, but there's also a number of outside influences. So collaboration is important between the players in the ecosystem, but there's external forces that also come to play, such as regulatory, financial, technology, infrastructure, et cetera. And so one of the biggest challenges folks who were recognizing had to deal with in that regard.
Oh gosh, how much time do we have to talk about challenges? I think every single person in this audience can probably spend the whole day talking about them. Challenges are both internal in our organization, but also external, obviously. So maybe some of the things that I could share that haven't been shared here before, we're a global organization. That means that some of the solutions that we will commercialize in one market or maybe more than one market, you can't take a solution that was developed in one market and just lift and shift and put it in a different market. Different reimbursement systems, different culture. I have this view where I see the solutions in US and I also see the solutions in Japan. And whatever works in US does not work in Japan. Even the condition presentation, speaking of diabetes presents in Japan much later in patient's life. And the type of support that you need to provide to a patient is very different. The solutions need to have completely different look and feel for the patient. So these are like some of the things I could share. And then maybe internally also something to think about. We needed to create some functions within our organization that haven't been created before. Quality management system. We've done it really well for pharmaceutical products, haven't done it before for digital health products. So we needed to build that out.
We have one last question, which is, in a world that Astellas has a number of important therapeutic areas that it treats for chronic diseases. Number one, it's an important player. Two, you have passion. It seems the firm has passion. What do you have in terms of a vision for where this can go? And importantly, how will lives of people with chronic diseases be better in 5 years?
Oh, I certainly hope that we can scale the solutions because I think we have so many different solutions out there that can over support patients. Care has to be coordinated. Care has to get a little bit more towards prevention side, and personalization is obviously key, and that's where digital plays a role.
Thank you.